For the Knoxville National. They're lean, they're mean, they're 700 horses, a man and machine. They're 4 wide, three flags, showtime, the Knoxville Nationals are green.
Out here through the backstretch. And next in the corner number 1 and 2, here we go. And we got the 75 there of Trevor trying to battle it out. As we got him a little farther back here, I'm trying to find the best camera angle for us here tonight to view the action here at the racetrack. Now, I'm not finding one that I particularly like yet. Now we got Mike Brewer down there working off a 2 down that back straightaway. Here comes Trevor, here comes Mike back to the inside. Trevor trying to get back up there. That's a full throttle motorsports machine out front, leading the way right now as they drive down here in the corner number 1 and 2. Side by side, back again, front to back. As we see here, Kelly Wheeler got around the 513. Now here comes Jeff in the 513. He's going to try to get back up there. As we got the 2 there of Scott and Chad Lackey. Come here off the corner for the final lap. In the corner number 1 and 2. Brewer out front. Trevor there in second, making a move there to the inside. Can he make something happen? No, he cannot. As they come across the line, it is going to be Mike Brewer, and we'll take a look at the finish results as they come in. All right, heat number 1. Here we go. Mike Brewer out there in finishing first. Trevor there in second. Kelly Wheeler third. As Jeff Barker there in fourth. Harold Klump in fifth. Scott there in sixth. Chad Lackey in seventh. Braden Bennett and John Dubai. We'll round out your finishing order there as we get on to heat number 2. Here in heat number 2, sitting here on grid, we have Craig Bristol, Michael Vitale in second, Matt Barber there in third, Scott Riome there in fourth, Dean Reynolds rolls off tonight in fifth with John Morano there in sixth, Jake Henry in seventh, and Bob DeGood there in eighth. That is your heat number 2. Everybody work down through off the corner. Work on down through. Looking good here so far. Now they get ready for the launch. At 213, I have Michael Vitale up there on the high side. Not sure if that's the preferred groove yet or not, as we'll wait and see as these drivers go one more lap around. Back out here. All set to roll. Green flag is out. They are down and away. Here we go, down that front straightaway. In the corner number 1. Michael Vitale up there on the outside. Here comes Craig Bristol working down there on the inside. Matt Barber end up falling back a little bit up there in that 16, or down there on the in the 16 car. Now he moves up, going almost 3 wide there as Vitale ends up getting into somebody there. That looked to be Jake Henry. Or no, I'm sorry. That is Scott Riome having issues there. 7 to go here in heat number 1. We got Matt Barber out front, and then you got Greg Bristol there in second. You got the 213 of Michael Vitale working on through here off of corner number 2, down here in the corner number 3 and 4. As Vitale's fighting there for that third place. Dean Reynolds there in fourth. John Morano back here in fifth as they work down here off of turn number 3 and 4, heading there in the corner number 2. As they work off down the back stretch here, and heading into corner number 3 and 4. Side by side, Dean Reynolds and Michael Vitale. As Vitale ends up taking that lead down here through off of the corner. And into corner number 3 and 4 they go. Matt Barber out there in front. They come here off of 2, down the back stretch here into 3 and 4. Michael Vitale sitting there second. Craig Bristol back here fourth. Here comes John Morano sitting there in fifth as they work down here in the corner number 1 and 2 once again as they come across here with 3 to go here in heat number 2. up there against that outside wall. Morano keeping it together there up there at the top. Now he looks to see if he can make a move down to the inside. Craig Bristol sliding up the racetrack there in that number 39. Dean Reynolds here in the 79, sitting there in third, with Michael Batali here in second and Matt Barber out there in front as they come storming down that front stretch here into corner number 1 again. 2 laps to go here for your heat number 2 as they work here off a 2 down that back straight, or I'm sorry, that was off a 4. White flag is out. Matt Barber out there in front, coming here off a 2 down that back straightaway one last time here in heat number 2. Looks like Matt Barber has this one sewed up there in front as they work here off of 3 and 4 as we see them all coming down the stretch. Looks like everybody's going to finish here, except for a couple drivers who had to finish in the pits. Lucky for them, there is a consolation race here later as in the form of a B main. All right, here we go. Heat number 2, the finishers. Matt Barber finishing first. Michael Batali there in second. Dean Reynolds there third. Craig Bristol in fourth. John Morano there fifth. Bob DeGood there in sixth. Scott Riome there in seventh. And Jake Henry rounding out in eighth. Starting your grid here for heat number 3. Anthony Morano is going to start on pole at number 32 with Glenn Sharp there in second. Brian Moore there in third with Randy Shreves to his outside in fourth. In fifth position, that's going to be Kurt Schatzer with Sam Bachman to his outside in sixth. Jason Butterfield rolls off in seventh with Clay Christopherson here in eighth. This is heat number 3 on the track and ready to roll here tonight. Again, these are, and I have this mislabeled. Sorry, that's my fault. These are 358 mods right now. Get that changed here, not to confuse people. This is the 358 modified division. After this will be the 358 big block division, where you can run either 358 or big block. I'm going to assume we're going to see a lot more big blocks than 358s here at Bristol. Just because the power is going to be able to be put down to the track a lot better by the big block than it is by the 358. Lights are out. We're waiting for that pace car to dip down there. We should be going green this time as we got Anthony Morano there in first, Glenn Sharp there in second as we got the shape. There we go. Coming here off of corner number 2. Green flag in the air and problem there. Not sure what happened, but they checked up there at the start a little bit as Morano gets out there to the front. 3 wide there for second place as the 99 of Glenn is getting forced through the middle. Ends up there 3 wide. Is getting banged around a little bit there by the 55 of Brian Moore as they work down there to the inside. Here comes the 18, or 218 rather, of Kurt Schatzer as they work here through 1 and 2. Back out onto that backstretch. Side by side, everybody's trying to try anything to get up there towards the front, make sure they can transfer into the main feature here tonight as we're back 3 wide coming down that front straightaway with the 218 there to the inside. Now he's up there to the outside as they work down here off of the corner. Down here in the corner number 3 and 4, as you saw him come down the backstretch up here. We got him 3 wide off of corner number 3 and 4 down across the stripe. The 55 working there alongside of Glenn, as Glenn's got a mirror full of the 218 of Kurt Schatzer. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say mirror full, as usually dirt track cars do not have a mirror. You got to do a lot with your ears, listen to see what's around you. And that is one feature that I know some leagues have gone to, making it more realistic by turning that virtual mirror off. I don't know if this league is one of them, as we got problem back here for Glenn Sharp. He's into that outside wall, loses the front wheel. See if he tries to keep it rolling or if he's going to just pull it in. He's going to just pull it in here to keep from damaging it more and bring it back out for the B as we got him coming down that back stretch. Dang it, I forget that I need to put this on there. 3 to go as we work down that front stretch once again. As they work here off of 3 and 4, that 218 of Kurt Schatzer. Anthony Morano out front. Here comes Randy Shreves there in third. Brian Morano fourth. Jason Butterfield working down that backstretch as they work here through 3 and 4. Butterfield going down below Clay Christopherson, or Christopherson trying to work that high side to get around Butterfield. And we're on board here off the bumper of Randy Shreves down here through off the corner. Now we head on down through here into the next corner. The driver doing what they can, and it looks like Anthony Morano is going to take the win with Kurt Schatzer right there at his bumper. Working down here into corner 1 and 2. Race over. Here is your results. Anthony Morano finishing there first. All right, you. Kurt Schatzer there second. Randy Shreves there in third. Brian Moore there in fourth. Clay Christopherson there fifth. Jason Butterfield finishes sixth. Sam Bachman finishes seventh. And Glenn Sharp finishes there in eighth. On to our B main. We got Harold Klump starting on first with John Morano there in second. Clay Christopherson there third. Scott Zenacker there in fourth. Bob DeGood there fifth. Jason Butterfield rolling off in sixth. Chad Lackey there in seventh. Scott Riome there in eighth. Sam Bachman there in ninth. Braden Bennett there will roll off in 10th. Jake Henry in 11th. And we got in 12th Glenn Sharp and John Dubai there in the 13th. As they come here rolling off a 2, everybody's getting ready for the next set of laps. And they come working here off of corner number 3, heading around there. You see them lights are out on that pace machine. Ten laps the distance for heat number, for the B main. Now we head on down through here into corner number 1 and 2. Once again, getting ready for the B main. Be sure to check out your favorite drivers here tonight. And see exactly where they are finishing. They work going down through off of the corner. Here down the backstretch, final time here before the start of the race. Side by side. We see them roll off. Pace car goes off. Green flag is out. And it looks like, almost like the 33 of Morano got a better jump than what the 2 of Harold Klump did. As Klump is all over the place trying to gather it back up as they work here off of turn number 2. Down here into corner number 3 they go. Side by side and all kind of directions. Down here through 1 and 2 once again as they work down the back stretch. Oh, I'm sorry, no, that was turn 3 and 4 down the front stretch. Here into corner number 1 and 2. As everybody's battling for position. Out front, Clay Christopherson, John Morano. There in second. Has a bunch of drivers there at his back door as he's trying to work on through here. You got the 4 there trying to work up through the field. As the 2 is falling back. Harold Klump struggling here tonight. As we see the 06 there, Braden Bennett trying to work his way up through the field to see if he can get anywhere near the front. As we got him sideways, Morano around. Morano sitting broke on the racetrack. No caution. We'll go back and look at that here during warm-ups. Sam Bachman here in fifth. Bob DeGood here in 6th. Jake Henry in 7th. Scott Riome there in 8th. John Dubai there in 9th. Glenn Sharp in 10th. Braden Bennett back here in 11th. Everybody working here off the corner. We're looking at the back bumper of Chad Lackey. Down here through turns 1 and 2. As they work here off the corner. And on the 1 and 2 once again. 5 laps to go here in the B. John Morano out of the race here tonight. Tough luck there at Bristol for Morano as Chad Lackey is up here to 3rd. Harold Klump in 4th. Sam Bachman up to 5th with Bob DeGood sitting here in 6th. Jake Henry in 7th. Scott Riome there in 8th. John Dubai here in 9th. Glenn Sharp back here in 10th. Everybody's trying to work their way up. 4 laps to go. Keeping everybody on their toes as they come here off of corner number 4 down that front straightaway. Back into corner number 1 and 2. Clay Christopherson doing a great job out there hanging on to the lead at the moment. We've got Zenacker there in 2nd. Chad Lackey there 3rd. As you see them all come storming down the back stretch here into corner number 3 and 4. 2 laps to go now as they come across the line. Here comes that 91 of Chad Lackey to the inside of the 143 of Scott Zenecker as he comes down through there off the corner, trying to battle out here as they come around the final corner. Who's it going to be for that second place? And it's tough to call. That was really close there for second and third. Harold Klump will take fourth. We'll have to wait and see what the results will say as they come in. They come there off the corner. Great racing there between those two drivers. Waiting on the results. Finishing results for the consolation as Clay Christopherson there in first, Scott Zenecker there in second, Chad Lackey third, Harold Klump fourth, Sam Bachman fifth. We got Bob the Good there in sixth, Scott Riome there in seventh, Jake Henry there in eighth, Glenn Sharp there in ninth, John DeBye there in 10th, Braden Bennett there in 11th, John Morano there in 12th, and then we got, and it looks like when it switches, I can't go back, unfortunately. Man. I was going to go back and look at that area, but unfortunately, session switched, so I've got to try to see if I can. I don't know if I can bring up the events or not. We're going to try something real fast here. Yep, nope, I can't. Okay. I'll have to work on that for next time to make sure that we can get replays where we need them. We've got the 21 Scooby-Doo machine up there bouncing all over the place here through warm-up. We'll be right back. All right, warm-up's finishing out here. Heading into the next area. We got our grid coming up here. Now we got a Mike Brewer back out here in front. Matt Barber there in second. Anthony Morano starts third here tonight. Trevor Garox there in fourth. Michael Vitale rolls off in fifth tonight with Kurt Schatzer there in sixth. Kelly Wheeler in seventh. Dean Reynolds there in eighth. With Randy Shreves rolling off tonight inside row number 5 with Randy Shreves there in ninth. Jeff Barker in 10th. outside row number 5. Here in row number 6, on the inside is Craig Bristol with Brian Moore to his outside in 12th. And 13th is Clay Christopherson, Scott Zanacker there in 14th, Chad Lackey 15th, Harold Klump in 16th, Sam Bachman there in 17th, Bob DeGood in 18th, Scott Riome there in 19th, Jake Henry in 20th, Glenn Sharp there in 21st, John Dubai there in 22nd, Braden Bennett there in 23rd, and John Morano rolling off tonight in 24th. That is your grid here tonight for your feature event of the 358 Modified Division here at Coast to Coast Racing League. "30 laps is the distance. And done down here, down the front straightaway. Or I'm sorry, the back straightaway here. Getting ready for the start. Everybody out here looking to see what they can do to make something happen here. And some people like John Morano back here towards the back are hoping that they can go and find a way to get up there towards the front a little bit after their mishaps during their heat and consolation. Green flag is out, and we're down and away. Looks like Brewer getting a good run off the top side, but here comes that 39 of Mike Brewer as he works down there off the corner down, and look out. Here comes Anthony Morano now looking there at the back bumper of the 39 as they work here off the corner. 3 wide. Off the corner and 2 wide now. 2 by 2. Michael Battelli there in 5th place as he works down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. 3 wide. Morano down there on the bottom side trying to get you the best action we can here. We got the 39 there. Full Throttle Motorsports up there battling it out on the front row. 3 wide behind them. All kind of chaos here as they work off a 2 down that back straightaway. Here in the corner number 3 and 4 they go. Back off the corner and back straight. And we got the 16 up into that outside wall. Caution is out. Sam Bachman. And the 007 having issues. Brian Moore also having issues. Oh, here we go. Down the back straightaway. Now we work down here. You'll see the 007 down there to the inside. Gets underneath the 143, and they tangle down there at the bottom. And all of a sudden, bam, he disappeared and ends up into the barrels from what I can tell. And then we get one that slides up the racetrack and up there into the outside barrier. I want to say that was Brian Moore there. We got another shot of Brian Moore here. And you see Brian Moore end up down there on the bottom side and then gets hit and pummeled up towards the top of the racetrack. Tough break there for Moore. Everybody doing what they can to get back right in here. Bachman now there towards the back. Here he comes Brian Moore off. Matt Barber in the pits. Jake Henry coming down off of pit road. Lap 4 under caution here at Bristol. Kurt Schatzer back here 5th. Kelly Wheeler in 6th. Down here through off of the corner. Side by side for the restart. All right, it's Kelly Wheeler there in 6th. Randy Shreves in 7th. Dean Reynolds back here at 8. Jeff Barker there 9th. Lights are still on as everybody's getting double filed up here. Pace car off. No, pace car not off. I thought I lost it there for a moment. Working down through off the back straightaway. Should be going green this time. They come here off of 4, and they are down and away. Brewer getting a great restart here off the start, and down here in the corner number 1 they go. Side by side, you see Vitale there in 4th place. He tries to battle back up there towards the front. Anthony Morano up there towards the front. They battle here through the corner. 26 laps to go here at Bristol Dirt. Down here in the front straightaway, off into the slides. Now we're heading here, looking off the bumper of Anthony Morano out of Spring Hill. And we got another caution here on the speedway. A lot of drivers caught up in this one, if we got it looking right. Try to see what we got going on here. Well, that 444 there of Scott Riom. Oh, we got drivers involved before that. I got to try to back us up and see if I can find out what happened here. Dean Reynolds, possibly. All right, here we go.
Adam, this is Shaggy in here with you. Just a heads up, I think you have your desktop muted because we can't hear the cars. No problem, dude. That happens to me all the time. And Marty or Adam jump in and tell me. the old Adam Piercefield. This has happened to me.
All right, sorry about that. Apparently, we didn't have our audio on, and pardon my vision, I don't always catch that little mute sign over top of the speaker. So sorry about that. We do have the cars there making noise. Apparently, they weren't making noise there on track for you folks watching. We do apologize. Down here in the corner number 1 they go. Still underneath the caution. 24 laps to go here at Bristol Dirt. And when we move to the big block modifieds, I'm going to see if I can adjust something. Move my cameraman around a little bit, see if I can get some better shots of the racetrack. I'm feeling like I'm not getting the best views here. And then again, I might not be. This might be one of them ones where I struggle to find camera angles. Now we're side by side. Lights are out on the pace car. One more lap to green, half a lap to green. With 24 laps to go. We'll go green with 24 laps to go, put it that way. And green flag is out. Brewer getting a jump on the restart. Here comes the 75 of Trevor down there to the inside underneath Morano. Morano now working back on that high side here off of 1 and 2 as they come back down that back straightaway. Brewer, and we got problem back here with Kurt Schatzer up there into the wall. Well, with Harold Klump. They keep it rolling though. They keep racing up here towards the front. Here we see in the middle of the pack, 3 wide action here between the good Sam Bachman and Matt DeBoer. Jeff Barker there. Matt Barber back here. John DeBye back here rolling as well. As Brewer is out there in front with Trevor chasing them down. Kelly Wheeler now up to third as Anthony has fallen back here a little bit here as he's now got underneath. And oh no, problems there for the 91 as he now ends up crossways and up the racetrack. Now he's going to try to get it back underway, but it looks like he might have a little bit of problem there with the right or left front of that machine. And it's not going to allow him to turn, bringing out the caution. That is Chad Lackey in the number 91. Having issues trying to get that thing down to the bottom of the racetrack. That front left wheel not letting that thing turn as it's digging into the dirt. Crew got it all fixed up that quick, and we'll be back. Green flag racing here in just a few moments. Everybody works down the back straightaway. Heading around there onto the front stretch. You see the 21 there of John Dubai. Clay Christopherson there in 14th. All right, single file at the moment. Not sure if we'll stay single file here or not. Single file restart. Just got word over the radios here. The officials are saying single file restart. To try to get some racing action underway here. As they come off the corner of the 39, he gets underway. That's Mike Brewer there with Trevor right there behind him, man. Kelly Wheeler, Michael Vitale. Then we got Anthony Morano and he's chased down there by the 56 of Randy Shreves. As Shreves is going all over the place trying to get up there to battle. As now Shreves going down to the inside of the racetrack as Morano's up there at the high side. Trying to get that momentum off the corner. Kind of difficult to get these cars. You have to be so smooth with these 358s because they don't have the power, and if you bog them just a tiny little bit, you're going to lose out on some track speed. Down that front straightaway across the line, 17 laps to go as Brewer's out there in front. Trevor there second, Kelly Wheeler there third. We've got Anthony Morano back here in fifth. Michael Vitale, we skipped over him. He's currently sitting fourth. Then Randy Shreves trying to work his way up. We got a battle of cars here. And we got the 513 there of Jeff Barker working down there on the inside. Here comes Clay Christopherson there in the 12 spot. Dean Reynolds there in 13th, coming there off the corner down that back stretch. John Morano having some company there from the 4 of Glot Riome. As Glenn Sharp back here along the high side. And at 99, bringing Chad Lackey there on the bottom side. Off the corner, everybody storming down here. Looking good so far. Everybody works off the corner and the straightaway. 14, lap 14, another caution. Anthony Morano up and around. Not sure what happened. He's in the slick coming here off the corner. Down the front straightaway. Comes down here and what? Oh man, that almost looks like he lost steering almost. It just locked up on him. Don't you see that car make a twitch and then he tries to straighten it out and it just slides back around. Unsure what happened to Morano there. Brewer still our leader out front. Morano sitting out possibly, because I'm not seeing him here on track. Hopefully he gets it figured out before the big blocks. Brian Moore back here in fifth. Bob the Good here in sixth. Sam Bachman in seventh. Matt Barber back here in eighth. They work here off the corner, heading down that front straightaway. All right, work here off the corner, heading back down there through the corner. Green flag is out. They're down and away. Here we go. Mike Brewer out front, 13 laps to go. Kelly Wheeler back here third, but Michael Vitale back here in fourth. And Brian Moore up to fifth. Tough night there for the Moranos as they both have had issues here. As Anthony is out sitting there on pit road from what it looks like. We got Sean Morano up here in about 13th as they work here off the corner. You got that 75 there in second place, followed by Kelly Wheeler. And that number 213 of Michael Vitale as they work down here in the corner number 3 and 4. Back around here to the start-finish line here off of 4. Down across the stripe. There you see the 55 of Brian Moore, who had issues here earlier tonight. Now he's making up for it here, start up in the 5th. Sam Bachman and Bob the Good both having a great night here, up 11 positions. John Morano also up 11 positions from where he started this feature event. 10 laps to go. Here they come down into corner number 3 and 4. So front to back, they are single file up through most of the race as they come storming off the corner. There goes the 79 of Dean Reynolds up there on the high side, going above that 16 of Matt Barber. Barber's trying to hang down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. You can see just how slick that track is becoming here as they work here off the corner. You can see Brewer out front. There we got Kelly Wheeler there in second. You got them side by side back there for about 6th position as Sam Bachman and Bob the Good's back a little bit. That's Brian Moore and Sam Bachman working side by side. That's for 5th position. Excuse me, I thought it was for 6th. I thought it was 6th and 7th, not 5th and 6th. Now we're heading down through here. 7 laps to go here in the corner number 1 and 2. Down here as they work off the corner. Way up there against that outside wall. And into the outside wall goes that 4 machine of Scott Riome as they work down here in the corner number 3 and 4. Back around onto the front stretch. Everybody single file so far as they come across the line. 6 laps to go. Mike Brewer still your leader out front. We got Dean Reynolds up there along the outside wall trying to get that 79 machine working up towards the front. You got Clay Christopherson there in the 51. And Bob the Good down there on the inside trying to get something to happen, but loses ground there and ends up in the grasp of Dean Reynolds as Dean Reynolds is up there at the top side trying to get that machine up and running on that top side of the racetrack as they come down here through at 5 laps to go. Dean Reynolds up there on top. Bob the Good down there on the bottom. Clay Christopherson up here as we're on board with him looking out the back. Coming down here off the corner. In the corner number 1 they go. Michael Vitale up here in 4th. They got Kelly Wheeler there in 3rd. Right on the bumper cam here of Michael Vitale as they work down through. Off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. They work in the corner number 3 and 4, side by side. More on board bumper cam here off that 213 as they come down here in the corner number 2. Sam Bachman back here in at 007. 3 laps to go. We have another caution. That's going to be Glenn Sharp going around. Oh, you see it there. They're in the slick spot. Kelly Wheeler down there on the bottom side, I believe, is who that is. No, that's not. That is... All right, now I'm lost. Trying to see who that is down there in that crow machine. That's Morano. That's Andy Morano coming back out on track and ends up down there. Oh, man, what a header into the outside wall, and it looks like Morano's going to end up with the same fate, as he can't quite get it to turn, as that steering is broke on that machine. All right, back here live. 3 laps to go. Or a green-white checker, I should say. Now we see the 75 there. Working down here off the corner. Michael Vitale back here in fourth. Kelly Wheeler there third. Trevor up here in second with Mike Brewer in first. Single file restart is what I'm going to assume. We head down here off of the straightaway. In the corner number 3 and 4. All right, here we go. Everybody's set up and ready to race here. And that 358 Model 5's waiting to get this underway. Here we go. 2 laps to go. It's green-white checker. They come across, they get the green. 2 laps to go. Down here in the corner number 1. Brewer up there in front. Here's Michael Vitale back here in fourth. Brian Moore back in fifth. As they work here off the corner, everybody's trying to find somewhere to be. As you got the 7 there up, Bob the Good trying to gain a few more spots. He's sitting back here in ninth. Off the corner here, final lap. Trevor up there in the second as we got Brewer out front. Wheeler up to third with Vitale up to here, sitting fourth. Biggest mover of the race is Sam Bachman up 11 spots. They're in the 007 as they come across the line. Checkers waving as they come across. Mike Brewer there will take home the win here tonight in the 358 division. Finishing order. And Mike Brewer there in first. Trevor Gerks there in second. Kelly Wheeler third. Michael Vitale fourth. Brian Moore there in fifth. Sam Bachman sixth. Clay Christopherson there in seventh. Dean Reynolds in eighth. Bob the Good there in ninth. Matt Barber there in 10th. Jeff Barker there in 11th. Scott Riome there in 12th. Chad Lackey there in 13th. Harold Klump in 14th. Randy Shreves there in 15th. John Morano in 16th. And John Dubai there in 17th. In 18th, that's going to be... Oh, wrong button. In 18th, that's going to be Scott Zanacker. Anthony Morano in 19th. Glenn Sharp there in 20th. Kurt Schatzer there in 21st. Jake Henry in 22nd. Craig Bristol there in 23rd. And Braden Bennett there in 24th. All right, well, okay, so we're not gonna cooperate tonight, are we? We're not wanting to cooperate too well? Is that what this is? Oh, okay, well, you show something that you're not supposed to. There we go. All better. All right, so great job out there for the 58 Modifieds. As we get set here, see if we can get a hold of our winners here, starting with third place, Kelly Wheeler. Good evening, Kelly. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. How about yourself?
It's going pretty good. Going pretty good.
Good.
How's that win feel out? Or not sorry, win, but third place feel out there?
Well, it feels better than running fourth. Feels pretty good. make the podium.
Well, that's true. You made the podium. You brought that car up there into the podium spots, and hopefully you made some sponsors happy.
Well, I'm sure it didn't make them too mad. I'm pretty sure it did make them pretty good.
Well, kind of take us through. How slick did that track slick it up tonight with these 358s?
Well, it got slick, but you just kind of had to know where to run and how much throttle to give. It got pretty slick though.
Now,
Especially about in the middle.
Now, do you like the top, or are you more of one of those catfish people?
Well, tonight I was running the bottom pretty well, about every lap. Because to me, it was the fastest way around. As long as it had the grip there.
Well, I think honestly here at Bristol, it all depends on the car you're running. Depends with whether you want bottom or top.
Right, yes, sir. When they run the big blocks here the next race, I'm sure it's going to be a different group.
Oh, I'm quite certain. I think you're going to see a lot more happening on that top side.
Right.
But congrats there for third place. Who's your sponsors and shout-outs you want to give here for getting into that third place podium?
Well, first and foremost, like every time, I got to thank my wife for letting me sit here and do this whenever I want. She never says a word about it, so I got to give thanks to her. I got to give thanks to all the FTM guys for letting me hang out with them and being in their Discord, and some of them kind of tell me, what I'm doing right or what I'm doing wrong, and that makes me a little better. I got to thank DNS Side and the Remodeling, Ingersoll Rand. I got to thank C2C for giving us a good place to race, and I got to thank you for doing your broadcasting.
It's a pleasure. We're happy to be here.
Yeah, it's fun.
Alrighty. Well, hopefully you have a lot more fun here if you're racing the big blocks next race.
I'm not going to run the big blocks. I don't run them too much. I just sit and watch.
Okay. Cheer on the teammates then, right?
That's right. That's all you can do.
Alrighty. We'll have fun.
Have a good one.
All right. That was Kelly Wheeler. We'll get with Trevor here, our second place winner. Good evening, Trevor. How's it going?
Good. Yourself?
It's going good. I just have one question because I feel like I'm butchering your last name. How do you say it? Is it Garox?
It's Giroux.
Giroux. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I was way off. Sorry if I was butchering it.
It's all right. No worries at all. It's a French last name, so yeah, it's all good, man. No worries.
Well, I know now going forward what it is, so congrats on getting second place here tonight. You definitely had to battle hard for it. You had some stiff competition to get up there into that second spot. Kind of, how'd that track play a factor for you tonight?
I had some character for sure. I mean, I honestly thought the top was going to be a little more dominant than it was. It seemed to be more middle bottom, but I think with the bumps and just how rough it was up top, guys weren't really willing to go up there, including myself. It definitely had some character tonight, and Mr. Mike there, he ran a great race running that bottom middle there, and he found the slider line at the end there. I was trying to copy his line there, and I just couldn't do it as well as him. He's quick, man. I think you're fairly new here, right? So I mean, he's one to watch out for there. He's quick every week. So yeah, congrats to Mike and Kelly there, and you know, another good run at Bristol for us. You know, I love this track, so we'll take second.
Alrighty, are you racing big blocks in the next class?
Yep, I'll be there. Yep.
Alrighty, I know it can be either 358 or big block, but you know, we're here at Bristol. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to end up at the big block.
Yeah, I'm going big block for sure. I'm not. I don't even at the smaller tracks. I don't run the 358. I just go with big block every time.
Alrighty, well, you got sponsors or shout outs you want to give for helping you get into that second spot tonight?
Yeah, just got to thank Vertex Graphics here with the new wraps. Just got them to me today, so shout out to them. Lambton Diesel Specialist, Dean Reynolds with the Super Dirt Car Series, all my guys at Venom. I know a lot of us couldn't be here tonight, but shout out to all the guys for giving me a team to race on and building friendships over the last little while here. Everyone at C2C and you for putting this on for us. Good run to Mike and Kelly, and looking forward to the next.
Alrighty, well, congrats again for second place, and we look forward to seeing you in the big block.
Thank you.
All right, I was second place driver, Trevor, bringing home second place. Now, here in Victory Lane, we got Mike Brewer. How's it going there, Mike?
Oh, better now.
Better now?
Better now. I tell you, first coast-to-coast win ever right there, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh, it's always good whenever you can get your first league win, right?
Oh, absolutely. And a track like that where it's like my arch nemesis, Bristol. I've only raced here maybe a handful of times, and every time I take the green, I go right to the back of the field. So to be able to do that against these guys, it's pretty cool.
Well, we understand that you found that line pretty early on and were able to keep it just moving out there in front. So congrats with that. And I mean, do you run, just out of curiosity, you run in the big blocks next race?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, we're going to put the power plate in, the big one. So we're going to put that crate car back in the trailer.
Well, yeah, I know, because I mean, this is a bigger track. You're going to want the bigger horsepower.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
And with that, you think your line's going to change up a little bit?
I don't know. It depends on how many cars we get to show up and how it works in. Hopefully they fueled the grader up and knocked some of those ruts out of the top, because that was terrible.
I heard it was quite rough at the top.
Yeah, I stayed away from it, running right through the slick there in 1 and 2, which I was surprised at work in that slider line in 3 and 4. We had that long green flag, and I just glanced down there at the relative, and I had like just over a second lead. So I was like, well, apparently just need to keep doing what I'm doing and not drive over my head and keep it straight, and that paid off.
That's the bigger thing is don't start overdriving the car. I know I've been guilty of that a few times.
I do it every week, and then my brother will send me a text message and see what happens when you let the car do the work. I'm waiting for that text here any second.
Well, congrats on getting the victory. You got any sponsors or shout outs you want to give here?
Most definitely you for broadcasting coast to coast. All the guys over at Full Throttle Motorsports, great group of guys. Huge help. Love being around them. Dino over there at Dirt Car, Expert Installation, Swan Speed Shop for the dig. And everybody out there watching, it's pretty cool. I try to send this and share it out to a lot of people, so family and friends and stuff, so they're out there watching. So to be able to do this, and yeah, pretty proud of it.
Alrighty, well, congrats there. Getting that victory here, and we'll see what you can do in the big blocks.
Yeah, we're going to fire it up and head out and see what it does.
Alrighty. Congrats again on your victory.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that was Mike Brewer, our race winner here. So give us a few moments while we go get yourself a drink, get something to eat if you need to, visit that concession stand, and all that good stuff. We'll be right back here from Bristol with the Big Block Modifieds 358 division in just a few moments.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a
hiatus, so let's get tonight we'll be talking about it.
Outpouring of love was amazing.
All right, we're back here at the racetrack, getting ready for the start of the big block modifieds. No. Get back here. Do what I want you to do. Alrighty, here we go. Getting ready. They're going to advance the session. We're going to go into qualifying here for the big block modifieds. Andy Morano sitting here 7th right now in warm-up. Jason Butterfield out there in the front right now as it stands with a 15.842. And we got drivers really trying to figure out where they want to be. There we go. We got the number 4 there, Scott Riome coming out. There's Trevor Giroux. Out there and currently showing 2nd here on the scoreboard, but we'll see if that stays. He's out there in that big block up there toward the top side. John Morano out here running as well as he comes out of pits, trying to see if he can get that machine up there towards the front. And right now, it looks like Matt Barber is the time to beat with a 16.722. Barker lays down a 16.786. Morano, Michael Vitale up there towards the top. John Morano down there towards the bottom in 18th with a 17.153. Trevor with a 16.717 as the quick time right now. As Vitale comes around, he's going to see what his time is. Looks like Vitale is down a ways here. Oh, no, Vitale now takes the top spot with a 16.685. Zach Chapman there with a 16.787. Now we got about 25 drivers in this ready to go. It looks like we got about 10 seconds before qualifying is over. Chris Darvison's coming in. He's laid down a slow time of 29.892, so unsure what happened there to that full throttle motorsports machine. As we get ready for heat number 1. Oh, sorry about that. I'm sitting here talking again, and nobody can hear me. There we go. Got it fixed once again. All right, in here, back to the track. People can see me talking but can't hear me. Huh? That makes for an interesting combo. All right, here comes your heat number 1. Brian Moore out there on pole with Sam Bachman there. And wait, is this right? Yeah, I guess so. Sam Bachman, or Brian Moore out there with Sam Bachman there in second. Aha, I get it now. They invert the top 4 of each heat. Okay, now we got it. Jeff Barker there third. Michael Vitale, who qualified pole, will start fourth in heat number 1. Randall Dixon in 5th. Mike Brewer there in 6th. Randy Shreves in 7th. John Dobai there in 8th, with Brandon Templeton there in 9th. We get set to roll here in just a quick moment. See if I can get... Nope, I'm stuck with these cameras. Well, we're getting ready to roll them out here. I work off the corner. Side by side here for the big blocks. I don't know if we have any 358s out here or not. Most of them are going to be them big block modifieds. They roll here through off of turn number 3 in the 4. Pace car should roll off and we should be green flag racing. Green flag is out. They're down and away. There goes the 55 of Brian Moore out there to a great start. Here comes Michael Vitale, though, putting on some steam here in 4th place, trying to get back up there towards the front where he feels he belongs. As we got the 39 there of Mike Brewer working down there on the bottom side. Our winner out of heat, or no, what's he? Oh, man, I can't remember now who our winner last race was. It just all of a sudden slipped my mind. I work down the backstretch here. Here comes Sam Bachman up there in front in that 007. Here comes Michael Vitale up to second as they work here off of turn number 4. Back down here into the front straightaway. 6 laps to go here in heat number 1. Mike Brewer there in 4th. Randall Dixon there 5th. Now they battle back and forth here as they come off of turn number 2 back onto that backstretch. Or I'm sorry, front stretch. They work through 3 and 4. Now back into 1 and 2. Brian Moore up there battling for 3rd as he's got that Mike Brewer down there underneath him. Brian Moore there in 3rd as Brewer's trying to get up there to battle. Michael Vitale sitting there in 2nd trying to chase down that 007 of Sam Bachman. And they work here through off of turn number 1. Back around to the backstretch. Michael Vitale there in 2nd. Brian Moore 3rd. Mike Brewer there in 4th. And Randall Dixon there 5th. Jeff Barker sitting here 6th right now as he's trying to battle the inside of Randall Dixon as they come down that back straightaway here into corner number 3 and 4. Back around here towards the front straightaway. 3 to go. Now we're going to be 2 to go as they come across the... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looped back around again. Look at me here tonight, losing track of where I'm at on Bristol. As we come now out of 4, now it's 2 laps to go as we work down here into corner number 1. Brewer working down below Moore as Vitale sitting there in 3rd. Bachman up into the outside wall. We saw some of the sparks fly off that number 007 as they work down there around turns 1 and 2 down that back front straightaway now as checkered flag wave or white flag waves. They come around here one more time as Sam Bachman comes there off of 2. Here comes Michael Vitale. Can he make a run for it here out of turn number 3 and 4? He cannot quite get there. Sam Bachman up there takes the win here in heat number 1. Michael Vitale there in 2nd. And we'll take a quick look here at our results in just a moment. Heat number 1 results. Sam Bachman starting first. Finishing first. Michael Vitale in 2nd. Brian Moore finishes 3rd. Mike Brewer in 4th. Randall Dixon 5th. Jeff Barker there in 6th. Randy Shreves there in 7th. John Dubai there in 8th with Brandon Templeton in 9th. And starting here for heat number 2, Jason Butterfield there in 1st. Dean Reynolds starting 2nd. Zach Chapman in 3rd. Trevor Giroux there in fourth. Scott Riome there in fifth. Harold Klump there in sixth. Jake Henry in seventh. And Devin Empinger there in eighth. That is your field for heat number 2. And I would see Dean Reynolds there on the outside. Jason Butterfield, our control car here for heat number 2. Drivers really trying to take what they can get here early. All right, here we go. Out of turn number 3 and 4. Pace car going to pull down. Oh, nope, sorry. One more lap to green. We're down the backstretch. Oh, man, am I getting flipped around now. Sorry about that, folks, as we're coming down into 3 and 4 now. Now the pace car should be getting ready to pull off for us to go green flag racing. Yeah, it's Scooby-Doo there in that second spot there on the inside. That is the 72 of Zach Chapman. Green flag is out. There you see them hit the loud pedal. They come storming down here into corner number 1. Side by side, Dean Reynolds up there on the high side. Here comes that 75, though, of Trevor Giroux. As they work down here in the corner number 3 and 4, they go. Off of the corner and back out there onto the front stretch. 3 wide almost as we got one spun around down there. Didn't quite catch who that was. That was Jake Henry. Spun around down there on the front stretch. And broke. There comes storming back off of the corner. You got Dean Reynolds out front leading them way up there on that high side. Right there behind him is Trevor Giroux. With the 72 there, right behind him is Zach Chapman. 6 to go here as they work off of 4 back around down the front straightaway as you're looking back off of Zach Chapman. Down here off the corner, heading down into corner number 1 and 2. They work down off, cross the stripe, down here into 1 and 2 now. Up there against that outside wall. And that's kind of what I kind of had figured here coming into this race, is these big blocks running up there towards that outside wall. As we got the 93 there, Jason Butterfield, who started pole, now back here in the 4th, which only seems logical in my mind with the way they invert the field. But Dean Reynolds starting up there in 2nd, doing a great job. Now we're watching here from Jason Butterfield as he's got a bumper full of Harold Klump. Come down there, there's the 93, Butterfield up there against that outside wall. As you can see, Klump right there in that 2 machine. Riome there as well in that 4. He's going to go to the outside now as they come down here with white flag in the air, off the corner, side by side, down here through the backstretch. Trevor trying to see if he can get down there on the bottom side. He's going to move Dean up the racetrack and down here towards the flag, and looks like it may have been Dean. Zach Chapman taking 2nd. Not sure what happened there to Trevor. All right, Heat 2 results. Dean Reynolds finishing 1st. Zach Chapman there 2nd. Trevor Giroux there in 3rd. With Scott Riome there in 4th. Jason Butterfield finishing 5th. Harold Klump 6th. Devin Empinger there in 7th. Jake Henry in 8th. All right, starting here in Heat number 3. It's going to be Chad Lackey starting out there on pole with Anik Morano there in 2nd. Zach Zanacker there in 3rd. Matt Barber back there in 4th. John Morano in 5th. Brandon Dittmer there in 6th. Bob DeGood sitting there in 7th in car number 7 with Clay Christopherson in that 051, rounding out your field of 8 drivers here in Heat number 3. All right, we got one more lap to go to green. Eight laps of distance here for heat number 3, just like all the other heats. They get going here off up corner number 4. Anthony Morano up there on that high side. He's going to see if he can just stick it and go. And off the start, we got him already tangled up as Morano getting one of them tangled up. Forget who, not sure who that was. That looked like it was Scott Zanacker. Getting caught up there as Morano's trying to work his way up there through the field as Anthony up there battling for the lead. He's got that 91 though of Chad Lackey. Doesn't want to go anywhere. And behind him is Matt Barber up there on that high side. Working down that back straightaway here in the corner number 3 and 4. That's going to get real thin up there real quick here tonight from what I'm seeing with them working that high side here in the big blocks. Going to be interested if somebody can get that car to work on the bottom side. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck single file going around up along the top side of the racetrack. But here comes Chad Lackey. He's going to see if he can get that bottom side to work here off of 4, back down here across the start-finish line, 5 to go, with Anthony Morano out front right now in heat number 3, up there against the top side. You can see Clay Christopherson got Brandon Dittmer up into that outside wall and broke. John Morano sitting there in about 5th with Bob DeGood there in 6th. Dittmer pulling off in this one. Here we go, down through, off of turn number 2, down that back straightaway. Clay Christopherson there in the 051 trying to catch up there to Barber. Anthony Morano just praying that he can keep the distance here between him and Lackey along with Barber as Barber's now up there running that high side. Morano dropped down there to the bottom side. Going to see if he can get something there off the lower end as they work here off of corner number 3 and 4 back around to that front straightaway. Back across the flag stand. 2 laps to go as they come here into corner number 1. Matt Barber back up into 2nd place now as Chad Lackey drops back into 3rd. Clay Christopherson there. He's going to try to battle it out there for Lackey as they are coming around turn 4 here. Clicking it down to 1 to go. Down here into corner number 1 again. Anthony Morano out front as you got Lackey there in 4th. Barber there in 2nd. The battles are raging here as we come down that backstretch. Into corner number 3 and 4. Lackey there in 3rd. Anthony Morano coming across the line first. Barber there in 2nd. Chad Lackey sitting 3rd with Christopherson 4th. Alrighty, here is your finishing results for heat number 3. Anthony Morano finishing 1st. Matt Barber there 2nd. Chad Lackey 3rd. Clay Christopherson there 4th. John Morano there 5th. Bob DeGood there in 6th. Brandon Dittmer there in 7th. Scott Zanacker there in 8th. Starting grid for heat number 2. And it's going to be Randall Dixon. Or I'm sorry, not heat number 2. What am I saying? For the B main here, Randall Dixon starting out there on pole. Jason Butterfield there in 2nd. John Morano 3rd. Jeff Barker 4th. Aaron Klump there 5th. Bob DeGood 6th. Randy Shreves in 7th. Devin Effinger there in 8th. Brandon Dittmer there in 9th. John Dubai there in 10th. Jake Henry in 11th. Scott Zanacker there in 12th. And I think, is that? No, 13th is Brandon Templeton. And laps is the distance. Top 12. So they're taking 12 out of this. And there's 13 drivers. So that means the spot to watch is back here between Jake Henry and Brandon Templeton. Well, maybe those two did not take the grid. I'm not saying those two take the grid. So if those two didn't take the grid, then everybody's going on to the feature here from this point on. John Morano there in the Wriggle Wraps and Designs 33 machine, working down that back straightaway, sitting there, second car back on that inside lane. Randall Dixon out there on the pole as our control car for heat number, I keep calling it a heat, but it's the B main. Green flag is out. They hit the loud pedal. Down the front straightaway they go. Into corner number 1. Here comes Joe Morano down there to the inside. Up there to the high side, though. That's going to be Jeff Barker up there in that 513. And it looks like that high side is what's going to prevail here tonight as we got them coming around off of turn 2 down that, turn 4 down that front straightaway. Jason Butterfield and Randall Dixon still battling out hard for that front lead position as they come down that back straightaway, side by side. Still no anybody's game up there for the lead as they come here off of turn number 2, down that back straightaway once again. Turn 4, coming down into turns 1 and 2. Jason Butterfield up there trying to do what he can, but look out. Here comes Barker now up into the mix. And Morano up into the outside wall. Got to get it looped back around, and he does. Easy does it. He's going to just tow it back. Brandon and Jake did not take the grid, so Morano possibly starting at the back of this feature as well, like he did in the 358. Down that front straightaway once again, we got Jason Butterfield, Randall Dixon, and Jeff Barker all battling for position. Here comes Brandon Dittmer there in 4th, Harold Klump there 5th, Scott Zanecker there in 6th, Bob DeGood there in 7th, Devin M. Effinger there in 8th, with John Dubai there in 9th. Brandon Templeton out of this one. Jake Henry also out of this one. Shreves and Morano sitting in the pits here as we got a battle going on between Brandon Dittmer and Harold Klump as they work down here through into turn number 1 and 2. 5 laps to go. Off a corner number 2 turn number 4 as they work down across the stripe. Looks like Dittmer's trying to get to the inside of Klump, was not able to get there as they come there off of 2. Big run down the back straightaway, down here to the bottom. Now they're side by side. Jeff Barker out front. Randall Dixon's out front with Jason Butterfield there in 2nd. Jeff Barker chasing them down, though, for that 3rd position. As there's still a hot battle for the lead as they work around here off of turn number 2. Down there across into the back straightaway. Down there on the bottom side, that's Jeff Barker in at 513. White flag is out for Randall Dixon as he comes around off of 2. Back down that back straightaway. Here as we see Jason Butterfield trying to catch him, cannot do so. But Jeff Barker, he's going to do what he can coming off the corner. He's going to end up third. B main results going to come in here in just a moment. All right, B main results, consolation results. As Randall Dixon there in 1st, Jason Butterfield there in 2nd, Jeff Barker there 3rd, Brandon Dittmer there in 4th, Harold Klump in 5th, Scott Zanecker there in 6th, Bob DeGood there in 7th, Devin Eppinger there in 8th, John Dubai there in 9th, Randy Shreves in 10th, John Morano 11th, Jake Henry there 12th, Brandon Templeton there in 13th. That is your field there, finishing order for the consolation. We'll be right back after this short break for warm-ups.
dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and led to the spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday I got to turn laps in my modified here. That was my first laps back in a race car since the accident, and I truly believe that if it wasn't for the Steve King Foundation, I wouldn't be able to do that or be where I'm at today.
Yes, Steve's death is the reason the foundation exists, but it's Steve's life, and it's the lives of racers everywhere, is the reason we're able to do the work we do.
All right, we're back here from the racetrack getting ready for the main event. Starting grid for the show. Sam Bachman out there on pole. Dean Reynolds there second. Anthony Morano in third. Michael Vitelli rolls off fourth here tonight. We got Zach Chapman starting in fifth. Matt Barber there at sixth. Brian Moore in seventh. Trevor Giroux there in eighth. Chad Lackey there in ninth. Mike Brewer in 10th. 11th is going to be Scott Briome with Clay Christopherson there in 12th. 13th is going to be Randall Dixon. Jason Butterfield for 14th. Jeff Barker there in 15th. Brandon Dittmer there in 16th. Harold Klump in 17th. Jeff Zenecker there in 18th. And Bob the Good there in 19th. Devin Eppinger there in 20th. John Dubai in 21st. Randy Shreves there in 22nd. John Morano 23rd with Jake Henry there in 24th. That is your starting grid for the main event here tonight. All right, we're getting ready for the big block 58 showdown here at Bristol. Green flag in the air. They get underway. Who's it going to be coming down here into corner number one? Is it going to be the high side or the low side that prevails? As that top side can get quite the run. And look at Anthony Morano taking a shot down there on that catfish line, way down on the bottom of the racetrack. Getting up there in the third right now. Down there through on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get his way up there towards the front as he now dives back down in there. This is going to get interesting to see exactly how these drivers navigate this tonight. Coming down that backstretch once again. 3 wide there for the lead. Here comes Morano down there on the bottom side, working off a 4, back across that start-finish line. And it is going to be Dean Reynolds still holding on to the lead, but everybody coming strong behind him. Matt Barber back there in fifth. Trevor Giroux down there in fifth. As Matt Barber falls back there in the sixth. Zach Chapman back there in eighth. John Morano back here trying to work his way up there through the field as he's sitting here in about 18th right now, 19th, somewhere around there as they work down that back straightaway. Down here in the corner number 3 and 4, back around onto the front straightaway. Everybody doing what they can here to keep those cars in line. Coming down into corner number 1 and 2, I believe, if I got it correct. I work down the backstretch. Heading on down here in the corner number 3 and 4. Got them all battling hard, and they come back down across the stripe. Down here in the corner number 1 and 2. Back out onto the backstretch. We're watching Trevor Giroux there in that 6th spot, trying to gain up there is Michael Vitale. He's working his way up there towards the front as he's sitting here in 4th still. Right in front of him, he's got Anthony Morano up there in that number 32. He's trying to gain position up there to Dean Reynolds. Sam Bachman up there holding on to the lead as they come around here off the corner. Down across the stripe, 23 to go. Everybody kind of got the nerves out running them 358s. Looking real good here in the big blocks as they come storming down that backstretch. Now, here comes that 72 of Zach Chapman as he rolls through the middle lane trying to get up there. There you see that 75 of Trevor working his way up there. He was 2nd place finisher in our last race in the 358s. Now he's up here trying to see if he can get another podium for tonight here at Bristol as they work down the backstretch. Down here in the quarter number 3 and 4. Back onto the front stretch. Or I'm sorry, no, that's the backstretch here. Vitale down here in the corner number 3 and 4 as he's got that 91 there. Or I'm sorry, not 91, the 16 of Matt Barber getting around him on the outside. Down here through off the corner as we're on board there on the bumper cam of Matt Barber. Coming off of turn 4, back down, or sorry, back straightaway. Down here in the corner number 3 and 4. As they head here off the corner, down the front straightaway, up there across the stripe, down into quarter number 1. Sam Bachman is your leader right now with Dean Reynolds there in 2nd and Anthony Morano there in 3rd. As they come storming through here, you see the 16 of Matt Barber trying to get up there to battle. Mike Vitale working up there also with, they got now, here comes the 39 of Mike Brewer down there on the inside as he works on up through. Trying down there on the bottom side of the racetrack as well. And this should be like this. Down here into the corner. And Morano still holding on to 3rd. Down there through the lower to bottom lane of the racetrack. Sam Bachman looks like he's running about middle to high line up there. Nobody's up there against the wall yet, which surprises me as we see a few drivers starting to venture up that way. I thought I saw Brewer maybe working that way up there, working bottom side there through 1 and 2, down that back straightaway. And we do have a couple of them up there against that outside wall. We got one of them way up there. I think that was somebody, that is Jason Butterfield up there in the outside wall. There you'll see him just kind of slide up the racetrack and just get up into that outside wall, getting picked up there, well, kind of gets it off a little bit, but then ends up back up there once again. Well, my bad. Hit the wrong button there. So here we see them coming off the corner. A 4 right there with him, and then he just ends up picking it up. Oh, there was another car involved. I didn't catch that. There was another car involved. But it blinked out and went away. Let's see if we can decipher who that could have been. Now, it looks like it's the 56, possibly, of Randy Shreves. Yeah, Randy Shreves blinked out. Wow. Interesting. Caution flag waves. Here in the big block 358 modified showdown. Alrighty, here we go. Getting ready for another restart. We're going to be with about 14 to go. 14 or 13 to go. 13 or 14, somewhere in there. 14 to go when we take the green flag. Going by our leader out there in front. Got Dean Reynolds there in second as they work here off the corner. Green flag racing now as they hit the loud pedal down here into corner number 1. Right there, front to back. Sam Bachman there in first with Dean Reynolds in second. Anthony Morano there third. Matt Barber in fourth as they come working there off of corner number 2 down that backstretch. Side by side is the 39 there of Mike Brewer and the 16 of Matt Barber as Barber gets all kind of loose and cattywampus coming down there through that front straightaway. As they now work down there through, he did hang on to it. Chad Lackey there in the middle lane now as Clay Christopherson up there on the top side trying to figure out where he can be. As this is all getting all kind of tight and close quarters back here in the middle of the pack. As they work here off, Clay Christopherson up there into the outside wall, bouncing around here, cars bouncing off of one another. They keep it straight for the most part. As they work here off the corner now, the 4 gets down into the 2. Here comes John Morano getting up here, trying to work his way through. 11 laps to go. Sam Bachman ahead of the train out here with Anthony Morano here in second. Mike Brewer pulling back fourth as Brewer getting up there in the third. As Reynolds falls back here, as Reynolds now gets back around him. Tough fight there for fourth place as it's 10 laps to go down here into corner number 1. Dean Reynolds there third. Mike Brewer fourth. Barber here in fifth. Trevor Giroux there in sixth. Zach Chapman here in seventh. Caution is out. Who was it this time? The only thing I'm seeing is possibly Randy Shreves. And yeah, Randy Shreves, we just kind of, he just bounces there into the 4, come back down. He's broke, ends up sliding up the racetrack. And then he ends up into the outside wall. And interesting fireworks show there when you make the car disappear. Or is this Scott Riome here? We'll take another look here to see if I can get a hold of Scott Riome. There it is. There's what the caution was. I was looking at the previous caution. So we have the 4 up there in the battle. And then the 33 of Morano just coming up there and kind of cleaning house. There's really not much for him to do there, I don't think. As he has the 2 down there to the inside. He's caught 3 wide. It gets squeezed. The 4 ends up into that outside wall. Breaking that front end on that. Ten laps to go here in the big block 358 division. Hopefully everybody's going to stay tuned for the Pro Modifieds. And if you're watching on the Flicker Farm TV channel, be sure to check out the Coast to Coast Racing Network on YouTube, as the full show is going to be over there. We have everything except for the Pro Late Model Division. So Thursday nights, it is just the Thursday night modifieds here on Flicker Farm TV. But on the Coast to Coast, we keep the show moving with the help of another, I believe it's Shaggy that comes in, if I'm thinking correct, to help push things along here. Now we'll work here off the corner. Now, single file now, since we are 10 to go. Single file restart. Green flag is out. We're down and away once again. The drivers get on that loud pedal. Down here into corner number 1. Here they go. Down there on the inside, that 4 is trying to work his way through as they come down off of the corner. Or, no, I'm sorry, that's not the 4. That's the 83. With 72 up there on the top side, that's Zach Chapman. The 75 there, Trevor. Out front, it's still Sam Bachman with Anthony Morano there in second. 8 laps to go. Dean Reynolds there third. Mike Brewer back there in fourth, with Matt Barber back there in fifth. Them FTM guys really putting on a show here, sitting second, third, fourth. They're trying to chase down Sam Bachman, who's out there in front right now. And they got their work cut out for him as Anthony Morano looks to the inside, cannot quite do it. Now he drifts back up the racetrack, try to get that run off the corner down here into corner number 1. 6 laps to go as they battle it out down here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Coming down onto that backstretch once again. Anthony Morano now getting there to the bumper. Possibly looking down below, cannot quite get there as he's going to try to keep that momentum high and stay glued to that bumper to wait for his chance to strike. Here with 5 laps to go, down here around turns 1 and 2, back onto that backstretch. Now here they go. Down there to the inside goes Morano. He's going to try to see if he can get it to stick. Down there on the inside, and does he do it? No, he does not. He's going to have to pull it back up in line and hope not to lose too much ground there to Dean Reynolds. As Reynolds now comes up there to the bumper of Morano down here around turns 1 and 2. 4 laps to go. Down here through the backstretch. And they go side-by-side racing once again. Dean Reynolds up there toward the top. They all stay single file for the moment. Down that backstretch for another time. Oh, I'm sorry, down through the front stretch. Here, 3 laps to go down here into corner number 1 and 2. Side-by-side, they try to go, but not going to have enough momentum as of yet. We've got quite a race going on here for the front 3 as they work down here off of turn number 3 and 4. Everybody else single file back through here. You see Zach Chapman there in the Scooby-Doo machine as they work down here. 2 laps to go. Dean Reynolds there right behind Anthony Morano. Morano trying to get that grip down there on the low side of the racetrack. Cannot quite get there. Trying to find that grip up high. Cannot quite get there as he tries to get that drive off the corner. White flag in the air. One more time around here as the 2 FTM drivers try to get up there to battle Sam Bachman. Just unfortunately a little bit short here, it looks like, as they come down here into corner number 3 and 4. One last shot here for Morano as he's down there. Cannot quite get there. He's going to come back up there behind Sam. Great run there. 5 final guys here coming off turn number 4. The results are soon coming in here for our feature race here with the big block 358 modifieds. Man, what some racing we have. Dirt track is always a fun time here at Fleeger Farm TV and Coast to Coast Racing Network. Alrighty, Sam Bachman here in first. Anthony Morano there second. Dean Reynolds in third. Mike Brewer there fourth. Matt Barber there in fifth. Trevor Giroux there in sixth. Brandon Dittmer there in seventh. Michael Vitale there in eighth with Zach Chapman there ninth. Chad Lackey there in 10th. Clay Christopherson 11th. Brian Moore finishes tonight 12th with John Morano 13th. Jason Butterfield there 14th. Harold Klempin 15th. Jeff Barker there 16th. Bob the Good there in 17th. In 18th, that's going to be John Dubai with Scott Zanacker there in 19th. Devin Effinger there in 20th. Scott Riome there in 21st. Randy Shreves there 22nd. Randall Dixon there 23rd. And Jake Henry finishing out tonight down there toward the bottom. All right, everybody. Great racing so far tonight. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the action as we get with our winners here of this one. Dean Reynolds finishing third. Good evening, Dean. How's it going? It's Adam Fleeger up here in the FFTv booth. How's it going?
What's going on, Mr. Fleeger? Finally got a chance to talk to you.
Well, you finally got there, yeah.
No, it was a fun race. Congrats to Sam and Anthony. Kicking myself a little bit. But you know what? You got to try something. And I went to the top there to see if I could make that work and maybe catch a groove that wasn't there, that the guys weren't running. And it was okay in 3 and 4, but it was terrible in 1 and 2. And then I saw Anthony just blow by me, and I said I got to get back down there in 1 and 2. And then, but you know what? When you finish second to Sam and or third to Sam and Anthony, that's nothing to be ashamed of. They're 2 of the best here in Coast to Coast, and I'll take this third and smile.
All right. It looks like Anthony had even trouble trying to get up there to Sam. So, I mean, all 3 of you up there at the front were definitely trying your hardest to pick up another position
Well, when you run second or third, you're automatically going to be a little bit faster than the guy in the front. Very rarely does a guy in the front pull away because he's just running the groove that he thinks is comfortable for himself in the car, but the track changes. It might not be the fastest groove. So when you run second, you can do a couple of things to try to see if it works better. And if you lose ground, then you know it didn't work. But if you gain ground, okay, I found something that's going to work. And then hopefully maybe he didn't see it in the mirror and you can sneak up on him. So, lots of times they say, hey, I know you were faster than me, but it's so hard to be the leader and be the fastest car because you don't know when the track's changing.
That is true. And just out of curiosity, because I just heard that some other leagues, dirt leagues around the circuit, and here at Coast to Coast, you guys still run the virtual mirror.
Yes, I'm a big proponent of running the mirror. I mean, I get this real life stuff and everything else, but in real life you can turn your head. You can also hear them. You have peripheral vision. You don't hear, especially if you're on single screen. I am a big proponent. Keep the mirrors on. This is not real life. It's called virtual. I get it, but it's a sim and it's a game. And do people use mirrors and try to block? Yes, but you know what? You could set those people up. But when you go in these no mirror leagues and then people run in the bottom and they automatically drift to the top because they don't know you're there, there's way more cautions in a mirror league than a non-mirror league than a mirror league. So yes, the mirror is there. Yes, do some people use it? But you know what? I'd rather run a mirror league 24/7, 365, and twice on league year.
Well, let's see. There's people like me. Okay, it don't matter if the league allows it or not allowed. I just don't use it. It's just too much on my screen.
Well, I got away from using it, and Anthony will tell you, too, that it does slow you down if you're looking behind you instead of looking in front of you. And there's a couple of people in this league, actually, that have digressed over the year or so because now they're more worried what's behind them than in front of them, and they're not getting the finishes they want, or they get taken out or whatever. But I use the mirror when I'm throwing sliders because that is a big thing. When you throw a slide job, definitely look at the mirror to see if you're clear. I mean, you could tell. If you still see the car in the mirror, you know you're not clear, so you pull up. And then I tell you, if you have a mirror and you're not using it on the last lap to block the guy to get a win, then you're foolish. But that's really the only two times I use the mirrors is when I'm throwing the sliders, and then if we're on the last lap, and then under caution. I don't know why I look in the mirror under caution. I can look at my relative and see who's behind me, but I look at the mirror. But you use the relative. Use the relative. I put my relative right in the middle of my dash. So all I got to do is take a quick peek down, take a look at my relatives, see where they are, and then go racing. But you're still looking ahead.
Yeah, I look more at my relative than I do anything else whenever I'm racing. I turn my mirror off. Yeah. Plus, I notice for me, it increases my frame rate if I turn the mirror off.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I got a new computer, so I don't have to worry about that too much anymore. But
well, I don't either. It's just I grew a habit of not running it, so I just never changed.
Whatever you're comfortable. But I run a couple leagues. We're gonna have mirrors on, and there's a couple leagues I actually don't even run anymore because they have no mirrors. And the owner of the league's wondering why his races are crap shows. And I said, dude, you have no mirror. Well, I'm not gonna put. I said, okay. So then there's some leagues that I don't run because he chooses to stay with no mirror, and I'm tired of getting taken out by people that. They're not doing it on purpose, but they just don't know where you are, and they just slide up.
Well, and they don't have the equipment. Well, and the biggest thing is they don't have the equipment to tell where other drivers are. See, like for me, I've got surround sound, so I can tell where other drivers are.
Oh, I got good headphones too. Yeah, I got surround sound, so I can hear a car on the outside, the inside. But I'm a single screen. I only got a 32-inch screen, so I mean.
That's all I got.
No mirrors and such, and there's more people out there on single screen than there is anything else. So, but that's just my opinion. I do think I'm in the majority, but that's just how I look at it.
Well, I think we can sit here and talk all night long, I'm sure. Yeah. But we got to try to move things along here to get to the Pro Late Model division. But congrats here tonight and in the big block division, getting third place, like you said, behind Sam and Anthony. Before we let you go and enjoy that podium and possibly getting into the late model, I don't know if you are or you're not, but you have any sponsors that you want to shout out to?
Oh, yeah, no, I got to thank the guys from Full Throttle Motorsports. We're very proud to get a sweep, so that's really cool. Actually, we got the top four because Mike Brewer got 4, so very proud about that. Yeah, and I'm going to run the late model, so. But, no, thanks to them. And thanks to you for picking up the telecast because Thursday night's our favorite night. We're modified guys, and we're hoping to get a sponsor to come on in and afford to pay you. So, we got to thank Top Notch Trucking for doing the 358s, and thanks Shaggy for doing the Pro Late models, and we got the big blocks sandwiched in. So, thank you for doing the telecast. I got to thank my, my employer, Super Dirt Car Series, World of Outlaws, and Dirt Vision, and also thanks to Coast to Coast for allowing us a place to race.
Alrighty.
Thanks, brother.
Have yourself a great night, and hopefully you have good luck in the late models.
Thanks, Adam. Hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
All right, that was Dean Reynolds. Now we got Anthony Morano here in second place. Good evening, Anthony. How's it going?
Hey, Adam. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. Great run out there. Unfortunately, didn't quite have enough there to get past Sam there at the end.
Yeah, I think the only way I was going to get around Sam was to feed him a door, so I'm not going to race anyone like that. Try not to do anything like that stupid where I'm going to hurt someone's chances at it, winning or anything like that. So just did what I could do. We'll take it and see how Pro Late Models goes.
Alrighty, well, you definitely look great out there, and I know, I believe it was your dad that's racing the 33. It seems like he had some issues here tonight at Bristol.
Possibly. I didn't really get to watch much what he was doing. I had my own stuff happen there in the 358 race. My VR went out on me, and
oh, is that why you took? Is that why you took that hard left or hard right?
I was trying to keep myself out of the way. Unfortunately, I collected Randy Shreve, so apologies to Randy for that. Definitely not part of the game plan in any way, shape, or form. And him and I have been having some really good races lately. It really sucks, but like I said, nothing intentional. I couldn't see what I was doing. I was just trying to keep the car up out of the way.
Somebody blinded you.
Yeah, pretty much. It was just a black screen and a bunch of weird noises in my head and a whole bunch of banging in the steering wheel. So it happens. It really sucks. I know Randy's been trying to get better at the modifieds, and I know I'm trying to run for another championship. So we'll, kind of kicking the teeth on that one, but move on and see what happens, I guess.
Alrighty, well, congrats there for second place. Do you have any other sponsors or shout-outs you want to give here tonight?
I gotta thank the boys at FTM, my wife Sherry, Demon Superior Car Logan and Highland Lens. Big shout out to Sam on the win. Shout out to Brewer for his first winning coast to coast. Castaway Flagstone, Expert Installation, Shaggy TV, Showroom Fan People, Swan Speed Shop, DJ Sim Shop, Vertex Graphics. Adam, you for coming on and doing the broadcast and everyone at Coast to Coast. And I don't even know who sponsors the big blocks, honestly, I forget. But big shout out to them too.
Alrighty, well, congrats here tonight for the second place finish.
Thanks, Adam.
All right, that was Anthony Morano. Now we'll get with Sam, our victory winner. Good evening, Sam. How's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
It's going well. You got that win out there tonight at Bristol.
Yes, sir. Just set sail. Just try to keep the car clean and out front.
Does having Anthony there behind you make you nervous at all?
Not really. I mean, we've raced together too many times to count. So, I mean, I'm kind of just used to him being right there.
Now, you guys seem to have a pretty good run there towards the end, and unfortunately, he didn't quite have the line to get around you.
Yeah, it just seemed like 1 and 2 is just so one-lane dominant. 3 and 4, you could have ran that middle line or the top probably, but it's just pretty hard to pass when it's 1 lane dominant in 1 corner.
Well, and I think the big blocks, they're tough to make passes with anyways. Especially when the track slickens off.
Yeah, they are, and it's kind of nice to have that power when you need it, though. So, but I mean, it was starting to really slick off on that bottom in 1 and 2, and I think Anthony was just a tad bit faster than me towards the last 3-4 laps or whatever. But it's just too hard to pass.
You definitely had a great job out there, and who got sponsors or shout-outs you want for helping you get that victory here tonight from Bristol?
Oh, our little boys over at FTM, Gunner at Swan Speed Shop, Dean over at Super Dark Car Series, Expert Installation, and obviously you for doing the broadcast and Coast to Coast.
Alrighty, well, thank you for all you guys do and putting on a show, and enjoy that victory.
Thank you.
All right, that was Sam Bachman. Now we're getting with Shaggy. Hey, Shaggy, how's it going?
It's going pretty good, Adam. Man, how'd you like that? I'll tell you what, dude, I'm tired. Top 10.
Should have been watching the front. I'm telling you that I didn't know who was going to come out with that one.
Yeah, those guys, man, this Full Throttle Motorsports guys, you know them. You've known them longer than me, Adam, and man, they put on a good show, and I mean,
they don't hesitate.
Shows you why.
They don't hesitate. That's for sure.
No, definitely not. They don't have the turtle gear in them. They just have that rabbit on the lawnmower. That's for sure.
Yeah, throttle up and let it go.
Yeah, but man, looks like right now a better showing than last week so far, Adam. I think I got 15, maybe 16 drivers here for the Pro Late, so hopefully we get a couple more. But I'm definitely excited to kick this off.
Well, we'll see. Maybe I can get a family talk to let me join them Pro Late models, and then we could flip-flop places here even more at the end of this.
Yeah, man, always. The coast to coast, dude, they don't mind if the broadcasters race. We're just, they had a bad experience with someone who streamed a race while they were racing, so we're just not allowed to do that anymore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I need all the power I can get when I'm racing, so I shut the stream down.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. And well, I do a good job of maybe masking my language sometimes, but boy, you put a helmet on me, Adam, and I have quite the vocabulary, so I don't need that broadcasted either.
All right, so well, it's been great here so far from Bristol, and we'll see what the Pro Late models have to do here. So, we ready for the Pro Late model shows? And if you're watching on Figure Farm TV, go ahead and switch over to Coast Racing Network to catch up the rest of the show. We ready to switch it over there, Shaggy?
Yes, sir.
All right.